On this trade, I was planning to make $10,000, but I got away with making $1,500. And that's the skill you need to learn as a trader, to adapt to the market conditions and think on your feet. And in this video, I'm going to do a complete breakdown of why I entered this position where I entered based on the price action, the level 2 and the book map, the market depth, why I decided to exit my position before my profit target. So let's dive into the charts. So here's a one-day chart of Tesla in front of you guys. So we can see that recently we had a crazy push towards the downside right here. We had a bearish bar, but we had like an insane push towards the downside. We moved approximately 10 to 15% from this recent high to a low around $240 level. So yeah, very nice sell-off on the stock recently for the past 1 or 2 weeks. Now after this sell-off, you guys can see that we had this major 240 zone right here, which is support right here, support again, a bit of support right here, resistance again, a bit of resistance right here, a bit of support right here, support again, push towards the upside. So if you want to find support after this insane sell-off, 240 is the zone that I'm going to be watching, that if we find support right here, we might potentially go back towards the upside. And if we drop under 240, I'm going to be watching the stock for a push towards the downside. And that's why, especially on this day, which was a Tuesday this week, on Monday, we closed like a bullish bar right here. So on Tuesday, I was watching the stock for both the directions. So if we reclaim the prior day high, if we get above 244, 245, I was watching the stock for a push towards 250. And if we drop under 243, 242 zone, I was also watching the stock for downside for a break of the prior day's low and a potential move towards 235 and 230. And this is the same game plan I posted in the Discord group. You guys can see Tesla. So Tesla yesterday bull flag on the 1 hour chart. On the 1 day chart, we found support around 240 zone. We can see the same thing on the 1 hour chart. We can see that we closed above this 240 zone, had a push towards the upside. So we are making a bull flag on the 1 hour chart. So 243 is kind of the borderline level I was looking at for a push towards the upside, or maybe a hold under 243 for a push towards the downside. And that's the amazing part of day trading, because I don't care if the stock goes up or goes towards the downside. I just want the price action to be good, because as a day trader, you can make money in both the direction. For example, especially in the first half of September, the price action of SPY was pretty shit. We can see that on 1st of September, we had a nice bearish bar, but catching a bearish bar in an uptrend is pretty difficult. Next day, small range bound day. The next day, we had decent price action. Again, small range bound day. Then we started doji world right here. So we can see a doji right here. That means we were indecisive on this day. Again, a doji, again a doji, again a doji, again a doji, a bearish bar, doji, doji. And then finally, after the FOMC last week, we found a nice trend towards the downside. So for a day trader, trading this kind of market is a bit difficult because we are very indecisive. A lot of stocks still had a nice price action like Tesla and NVIDIA. But if you look at SPY, for the first half of September, we had a lot of dojis, but finally we found some decent price actions, especially in a market like this. When the market is trending, there's a lot of money to be made for day traders like us in both the directions. Now here's the 1 minute chart of Tesla. So on the first 1 minute, we opened right at 243.02. So what are the freaking odds? I just mentioned that 243 to 244 zone, I'm watching for a hold for a push towards the upside. So on the first 1 minute, we closed like a bullish doji. So honestly, a part of me wanted to enter on the second minute itself, but we never broke the high of the prior candle. So I was like, let's just wait out maybe another minute and see if we break the prior day high. That means that was the high of the day after the first 1 minute. But eventually we made a new 1 minute low. So I was like, okay, let's just take a back seat. But when we pushed under 243, that was not supported by a lot of volume. So during this time, you have to look at the time and sales and the tape, what is happening. On the second minute itself, we can see that the volume, this big red candle, was not supported by a lot of volume. So comparable to the size of this candle, I wanted the volume to be really high. And especially if you want to break down under 243, 242 for a push towards 240, I want this move to be supported by a lot of volume. And that is not what was happening on the tape as well. On the third minute, that is 9:32 a.m., we had another green bar right here. So we pushed back above the VWAP. After seeing this candle, when we reclaimed $243 level, that is very important. On this candle, we closed back above 243. So I was like, okay, this might go for 245. That is my first profit target. But if we keep holding above 244, I'm going to add a few contracts for a push towards 250. Especially in this market, the price action has been pretty choppy for the first 5-10 minutes of the market open. So what I do these days is that I enter a small position sizing of the open. And then if I see a good pullback and if the trade idea is still valid, I'm going to be adding to my position. So on this candle at 9:33 a.m. right here, right at the open of this candle, I entered 20 contracts. I went for 247.5 calls. If I'm not wrong, we're going to take a look at my entries and exits. And I caught this push towards the upside. And then I took a lot of my partials right here, but on this pullback, I was thinking to enter, add a few contracts at this pullback to 244, but the thing is you need to keep adapting to the market conditions. That is very important. So this is the 1 minute chart of Tesla, right? So Tesla was holding very, very strong compared to the market. It was holding relatively stronger than the market. We can see at the open right here, had a bullish bar. We held this $244 level. We can see that the trade idea was still valid. We held this $244 level and had a push towards the upside. But personally, I was not comfortable holding this position. Why? Because QQQ was very bearish. If we take a look at the tech sector, the overall tech sector and the market overall, we were just flushing towards the downside for the first 30-45 minutes of the market open. So that's why I adapted to the market conditions. I took a lot of my position out right here, and the remaining few contracts which I was holding, I was honestly thinking to enter right here, but I took the profits out because the QQQ, the overall market, was selling off. So I was not comfortable holding my position. Now here's the recording of the book map, which is the market depth tool I use every single day. I'm going to show you guys the level 2 as well, but let's play this recording. It's around 9:31 at the moment. So we broke down under 243. This is the second red minute bar that I showed you guys. Big red candle without a lot of volume. So we were not seeing a lot of selling pressure under 242 and 243. We can see that the price action just slowed down right here. So after the push under 242, we just slowed down, but you guys will see sudden round of buying right here. So you will see that a lot of green. So we can see that we are pushing down, but a lot of green right here. That means people are hitting the ask price. So when a stock is trying to break towards the downside, you don't want to see a lot of green at the hold of a level. So we can see right around 242, we are seeing a lot of green right here. If we just focus on this book map for the next few seconds, you guys will see that there were a few sudden big buyers right around 242. We can see that we had 10,000 shares at 241.90. That means new buyers are appearing in the market, and especially the buyers that were holding this level, they are already hitting the ask price. So in combination of these green dots right here, green dots when the stock is going towards the downside, people are hitting the ask price. And also because we had new buyers step up right here, so now I was like, okay, I want this stock for a push towards the upside, but based on the price action, I'm going to wait for a hold above 243, because that is very important. A lot of times this tape will give you very false signals. So a lot of people are going to enter short right here because after seeing this big red candle. But for me, tape reading kind of helped me avoid that trade. But if you look at the tape reading now, we can see that a lot of green again, barely any red. So after seeing this candle, I was like, okay, I'm bullish on the stock. If we reclaim above 243, I'm just going to be patient. If we reclaim above 243, I'm going to enter my position. So we can see at 9:33 right here, that is 7:33 Dubai time, 5:33 p.m. I entered my position right here at the breakout of 9:33 at just the start of the 9:33 a.m. candle. That is the 3rd minute part. I entered my position and I caught that push towards the upside. So this was the tape reading signal. So again, a lot of traders after seeing this red candle, if we focus on the trading view again, so what happened on the first 1 minute candle, we had a bullish bar, but second minute we kind of had an engulfing candle. This is called a bearish engulfing candle. A lot of traders based on the price action, they're going to enter their short position right here. They will get stopped out and most likely they will reverse their position. Honestly, I was also looking at this stock for a hold or under 242 for a push towards the downside. As I mentioned, I did not take that trade. Why? Because tape reading helped me. So tape reading helped me avoid a potential loser, and tape reading helped me to score this really good entry right off the open for a push towards the upside. Because I know personally, a lot of chart traders, if you just focus on the chart, you're going to wait for a break above the high of the day, a bull flag right here, enter your position right here, catch this push towards the upside. That is pretty good. But my entry is really good because of tape reading. So for me personally, price action is the king. It's the king because based on the price action, you mark your levels and you look at the tape around those levels. And then market depth is the queen. Price action is the king, market depth is the queen, and with a combination of both, you can checkmate the stock market. So here's a recording of that trade. On the second minute, we can see this big red candle not supported by a lot of volume. I agree the volume is high, but not as high as I wanted it to be if we want to see a breakdown under 240. But when we are pushing towards the downside, we can see we are seeing a bit of mix of red and green. So we are seeing red, then we are seeing a lot of green, then we are seeing red, we are seeing green. So there's a lot of indecisiveness right here. So when you see a price action like this, when you see a tape like this, it's better to wait and see what happens around 242. But you will see again, we reclaim above 242. Suddenly we will see a round of buying and we are going to go back above 243. I'm going to just skip this recording by a few seconds. We can see that we reclaimed 243 right here. And as soon as we reclaimed 243, you guys can see my buy order at 9:33 a.m. I entered 10 contracts twice. So my fill price was around 3.5. I got filled at 3.53 and 3.63. So my average fill price is around 3.57-ish. As soon as I entered, for me, the downside is nothing, because if we break back under 243, worst case scenario, if we come back under this pre-market low, which was around 242.8, that is my stop loss. So my stop loss is really tight in this case, because once we reclaimed back above 243, I don't want this stock to come back and hold under 243. So after this push towards the upside, as I mentioned, at 245, I'm going to take 10 contracts out because I'm still expecting the push towards 250. So I wanted to hold 50% of my position for a bigger push towards the upside. But again, off the open, the price action has been very, very tricky. The first 5 minutes bar was pretty bullish. So once we reclaimed back above 245, I'm just going to take my 10 contracts out at a fill price of 4.26. And then after that, I was just holding my winner. Then I took my next contract out at 9:39 a.m., which is right around here. Then I took a few contracts out at this push towards the upside. I took a few more contracts out right here. And then finally, when we broke under this 2 days ago low, which is around $244.5 level, this was the prior support. Once we broke under that support, I covered the remaining 3 contracts at a fill price of 3.68. The market was selling off, and that's why I was not comfortable adding to my position and potentially turn a green trade into a red trade. If you guys want to learn how do I use price action along with the tape and bookmap to score really good entries like this one, you can apply now for our Summit 3.0, which is the third and the last summit of 2023. In this summit, you guys will attend live classes with me personally for 4 weeks. And in this summit, I'm going to teach you everything from start to end on how to open a broker account to trading strategies based on the price action and the tape with live screen recordings as well. So you can apply now for a Summit 3.0. The link will be in the description box below. If you look at the 5-minute chart of Tesla, my trade idea was still valid. We never closed under $244 level. Had I added my position right here, I would have made a lot of money, most likely 8K or 10K on this trade. But again, I adjusted to the market conditions. You guys need to understand, first of all, I don't trade after 10:30 or 10:40 a.m. That is the first thing. And the second thing is that I give this example to a lot of traders, even the Summit and the Discord members, is that imagine that you're riding a bike. So you want the market to be in your direction. So that means if you're trading a stock like Tesla or Nvidia or whatever, and QQQ is pushing down, that means you are riding a bike and you're facing headwind. That means you are riding against the wind. And you're going to, eventually the wind is going to fatigue you and tire you up, and then you're going to fall down on your face, right? And the same thing applies to the stock market. On the other hand, if you're in your calls position and the market is also going towards the upside, that means you are riding in the direction of the wind. So that helps your position a lot. Personally, if I'm in my calls position and the market is going towards the downside, I like to be a bit more defensive rather than aggressive. And that's why I locked in my profits when it broke under $244 level. Let's now take a look at my P&L. So overall for the day, I made $1,500. I made $1,300 on my first trade. And then I had like 2 break-even trades right here. And yes, if I would have added my position at the hold of 244 for a potential push towards 250, 249.5, I would have most likely made like $8,000 or $10,000 on this trade, but I'm just sticking to my rules. That's the best thing you can do as a trader. The market can do whatever. The market doesn't have to do anything, right? So you have to stick to your rules. A lot of times when I'm in my calls position and the market is flushing down, the stock goes in the opposite direction and then it flushes, right? Because if the market is pushing down, the stock is trying to hold, but eventually it's going to give up. A lot of time the stock gives up and you just see an insane flush towards the downside. I was not willing to be a part of that flush, and that's why I called it a day with $1,500. Still a really good trade. I'm pretty happy with my trade management. Could have been better, but it always could have been better. The only thing you can do is stick to your rules and manage your position according to your rules. Let me know in the comment section below what you guys think. I'm open to feedback, unlike a lot of other traders out there. If you guys think I did a good job, let me know in the comment section below. But on the other side, if you think I could have done a better job managing my position, let me know in the comment section below. If you guys like this video, give this video a thumbs up. And the amazing statistic of this channel is that 80% of my viewers are not subscribed to this channel. So I would really appreciate subscribe to this channel if you are new. Thumbs up the video. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment section below. If you guys don't follow me on Instagram, go give me a follow there, because I post a lot of free behind the scenes of a day trader on my Instagram as well. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.